All right, guys. America is the richest country in the world, but why are we so spiritually poor? And what's crazy is 44 million people face food insecurity. 650,000 people are sleeping outside each night, and half working adults can't afford a $500 emergency fund. And it's crazy. Most of the Americans that actually hold the country's wealth is probably in the 10% or 5%. So I know what this feels like because I lived here in America for a long time. We've experienced food insecurity. I've experienced not having access to affordable wealth healthcare, and it's been exhausting. But after we left the US, when we were looking for a better life for our family, we noticed something that changed everything for us and the way we viewed everything. The places that America calls developing countries are third world countries. We found people who have lived far better with much less, and that they're more happier. And I think that's one of the coolest things. Our experiences living in Colombia and traveling in Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, we have discovered that the system in America isn't made to help us the way we think it is. And it's something that we all need to really think through and talk about more. What are the actual conditions that we're living in, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally? Does it actually help us overall, thoroughly, holistically? Let's go over some of the things that we may need to think through. Number one in eighth America rely on SNAP and different things like WIC, and even wages have stayed the same, but costs have went up. Healthcare is the number one cause for bankruptcy in the world. It's specifically the US. And if you're poor in America, you're expected to survive a system that was never built or designed for you. You're told to work harder, hustle more, and grind till it gets better. But the truth is, you can work every single day in your life, multiple jobs, and still be broke. That's the crazy part. Dude, it hurts me to think that even all the people that came before me, my dad, his dad, there's no inheritance that's been left, like a home or anything for us outside of the hard-working aspect of my dad's mom. But it blows my mind how there's the generational wealth is dwindling day by day due to lack of knowledge and lack of opportunity. So this story isn't just about us. It's about our community, our friends, our loved ones. It's about a lot of you. It's about us, people who are trying to find their way, right? Being a expat. And here's the thing, we've lived very frugal most of the days of our life and been debt free. We did everything that we thought was right, but no matter how frugal we were, no matter what we did, we still could never truly break out of the system that's been built. And it's not just us, it was loved ones, it was friends in our community group, other believers, Christians, neighbors. They were all working really hard, and still struggling as we lived in America, which is crazy. So there's some irreplaceable jobs that are vital but still don't pay well here, which blows my mind. Matter of fact, most people, if their car were to break down tomorrow, they would be in a situation that literally they can't even dip into their savings. It will come out of their rent money or so the expenses coming up for the next month. So that's the reality that we're living in. And this is what it feels like for many people. I'm just speaking and just sharing from my heart what I feel like the problem is. And so we made a decision that most people don't think is possible. We left. We started traveling through Latin America, went to Puerto Rico, but ended up in Colombia. And it blew my mind what a poor quote unquote country actually looked like. Like, they have all the amenities and things that we have here in the United States, but the best things are better, like food, the natural food, and the walkability of the city, the weather. It was just amazing. Healthcare, you name it, everything it seemed like was better. We found access to affordable housing, affordable transportation, fresh food, amazing community, safety. It was amazing. And these were countries our whole life we were being told that, oh, the mob is there, the mafia is there, the cartels are there, this and that, being lied to through media and Hollywood, trying to sell us a lie to keep us here. But income was good, having having the American dollar. I'm not gonna play around about that. It was really good to have that American dollar because, yeah, the dollar carries so much weight here. You can do infinitely more with that dollar here or out elsewhere than you can do with it here. You get more for your money, which is cool. It's not about being cheap, but it's about what can I do? Can I get more with what the money I actually have? So, but yeah, what I loved about all the food was grown locally, and there were street markets on every corner. You get to know the people that's serving you, and they talk about the farms that they're getting their fruit from that's right up the road, and the meats and spices and all these different things that you can just grab and go. And it typically is made by local families, so that was really cool. They have access to affordable local foods, man, which is a game changer. So just speaking through that, it's not profitized, it's just local people feeding each other, feeding their family. And here in America, processed food is more affordable, quote unquote, but sometimes you have to drive 20 miles for a good grocery store here in America versus settling for this fast food on every corner here. It's a big difference. So here you got fast food on every corner and it's cheaper. There you got fresh fruit and food, superfoods on every corner, and it's still cheaper than what the fast food will cost here, which is crazy. So thinking through this, let's talk children. Our children felt safer, way more safer in Colombia than they do here. Here, people sneer at kids a lot. They look down on kids a lot. There, they run up essentially and embrace kids and love on kids and offer things that they would never get offered here. You know, it's just incredible, the generosity there as well. But I don't want to bash America because I love America. I serve the country here. But the truth is that you have to open yourself up and understand that we've been lied to here in America. A good quality of life isn't about wealth. It's not about making more money. It's about knowing God, knowing Christ, and then out of that, stewarding and shepherding what he's given us, starting with our souls, and then from there, you know, really figuring out the meaning and purpose of life to where you can go out and serve and love others. That's the main thing at the core level spiritually. After that, like, it's where can I be optimal? Where can I optimize my health? Where can I optimize and invest best to make the biggest impact I can possibly make for the kingdom? So we're in the richest country on earth, but yet we feel so empty, so depleted. You're not lazy, you're not stupid. You're living in a society right now that wasn't designed for you to succeed. I mean, not saying you can't succeed. It's designed to extract from you, essentially, to take from you. So it's a rude world that we live in here, and that's what made America what it is today. The America dream isn't true, though, for most of us, and I think the cost of housing, food, education, healthcare have all skyrocketed, and we just barely moved, it feels like, in the X amount of years we've been here because of some of the systems, the policies, the things that we've been sort of ingrained and has been ingrained in us, ingrained in us. So yeah, guys, America is owned by a corporation. Everything is for profit. Our healthcare, our food systems, the basic human needs come from a place where you're being sold to and really trying to extract from you, man. So what are y'all thoughts right now below? What is the number one thing you're thinking about right now? Have you ever been told to pull yourself up out of your bootstraps? Me being in the military, I remember this all the time. But dude, there has to be a time where you realize, like, there's only so much you can do as an individual. There's only so much even collectively we can do without having actual change through not only policy but hearts of people. The way we think means everything. The scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what you think is what you'll become. And if we want to become free, if we want to become better and live a fulfilled life, we have to go back to what's true. So yeah, so while wages are lower in other countries, it's what's cool is that the cost of living is much lower there as well. So even people that live in another country, they may be more quote unquote wealthier than us, especially mentally. There's so much people experiencing freedom because they're in a whole another country that isn't bent towards profiting off everyone and everything. So what's most frustrating is that we have the money, we have the resources in this country, but what we don't have is the desire or the design to fix the system of which ordinary people are able to survive and thrive. So I think that's why we left, and that's a piece of it from more of a digital nomad, like logical sense outside of our foundational faith and mission and vision that we have in another country, is that it just makes sense to leave America because we've been lied to all these generations, I feel like. But what we need to do is we need to wake up to the reality of what's actually going on, and we need to know that we are not trapped and we're not stuck. We've just been told that we are. So question everything these days, this time that we're living in, because this is clear, is that our suffering isn't normal. The suffering that we put ourselves through isn't something we should continue to clack in our head that this is how I'm supposed to be, this is what I deserve. The system wants you to think that you're failing and that you're not worthy. But the good thing is the Bible says the truth will set you free. Who Jesus sets free is free indeed. So step 2 is to rebuild your life around your priorities. And I'm speaking from the standpoint as me being a believer. I believe that God will tell me what my priority should best be through when I read the scriptures and I'm close to Him, because my heart becomes His heart is mine, and I walk with Him. So if that's your situation, you're a Christian watching this, ask God to enlighten the eye to your heart to know the truth and what your purpose and plan is. So what His purposes and plan is for you, that's the biggest question we should be asking ourselves. So guys, do you want to establish a greater sense of community, getting to know your neighbors, building mutual support? Sometimes that happens where you live now, but we know that's not the norm here in America. As you can see, everybody's in their houses, and you can't necessarily learn about so many. Here's something. When I lived in Colombia, or even Latin America in general, people will come right into your house. They will get to know you. They do not hold back. Wherever you are, you're gonna meet your neighbors. Here, it's been so tough to do that. But guys, so step 3, here's another thing. Consider your options. Think about leaving the country if that's a viable option for you. You can do it and establish a healthy life here in America. I don't want you hearing that. But there's opportunity to live a higher quality of life than you have. No country is perfect, but it's been a game changer between surviving and actually living. When I left here and I actually was obedient to God, took my family to Medellin, Colombia, it just opened our eyes to a whole level of faith and obedience that we never foreseen, and that can happen that way, and it opened the eyes of our understanding. But what we've been sold is wrong. The idea of the American dream is out. If we want to be healthy, safe, connected, we just got to think differently. You can do it here in America, but you got to think, is there a dream outside of what you're in right now that is not just your dream, but God's dream for you, for your family? So we're not sharing the story from just the outside, but we're actually living this story, and it's become real to us. And I just want to invite you guys in to really process what this could look like for you and your loved ones and your family. So we just want to share this just in case it may be encouraging for you. It's just about finding a new place to live, but a new way to live, a sustainable way. No matter where you are, you could really just start planning and writing down, processing through what this could look like for you and your family. If you were to move out of country, write it below. What country would you go to? And also, there are people, that totally could never see themselves leaving the country, but maybe it's leaving the neighborhood you're living in. Maybe it's leaving the city or the community that you're currently in to go into another one. But I think I'm getting redundant now. I'm going over and over, but you get the concept. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe if you want more content like this. And God bless you all. Peace.